I'm Jonasz Rewiński and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. Now, Wednesday night in Ukraine unfolded under the sound of air raid sirens amid yet another massive Russian attack. Moscow's forces launched 470 drones and 48 missiles at civilian targets. President Zelensky said that many regions are still dealing with the aftermath of the strikes, which both killed and wounded civilians. In the frontline city of Kharkiv, the strikes hit dense residential neighborhoods, wounding a total of 46 people, including children. The city of Ternopil was also targeted by drones and missiles. According to President Zelensky, the attack caused multiple casualties. In Lviv, an energy facility was damaged during the strike. Meanwhile, Romania and Poland scrambled fighter jets overnight to monitor the airspace along their borders with Ukraine as the Russian attack unfolded. Across the border, Russia's Ministry of Defense claimed that on the 18th of November, Ukrainian forces attempted to strike Voronezh using 4 American-made long-range ATACMS missiles. The ministry alleges that all 4 were shot down by S-400 and Pantsir air defense systems, and that falling debris damaged the roofs of a hospital, a children's home, and a private residence. According to the Kremlin, there were no casualties. As supposed proof, Russian officials published photos of ATACMS missile fragments. However, those very photos disproved Russia's claims. Monitoring channels pointed out that the images show exactly what remains of a missile that detonated normally, with no intact warheads, no surviving electronics, and critically, no signs of damage typical for an intercepted missile. If the missiles had been hit by air defenses, there would be visible fragmentation marks, punctures, burns, and shrapnel patterns. None of these appear in the photos. This strongly suggests that Russia did not actually intercept any of the 4 missiles. The Russian Ministry of Defense also claimed that it had identified the launch location of the ATACMS missiles in the Kharkiv region. Now, turning to the battlefield, Ukrainian military observer Bogdan Miroshnikov reports that in Kupiansk, Ukrainian forces have managed to retake some of the positions previously lost and reclaim some areas captured earlier by Russian troops. Further south in the Liman area, analysts from the Ukrainian project Deep State say Ukrainian defenders successfully prevented Russian forces from infiltrating the city from the east. Following this failure, Russian troops shifted their attacks further south between Liman and Yampil. Russian forces are also attempting to establish positions east of Yampil, entering nearby settlements under the cover of poor weather. Likely, analysts note, to stage a propaganda flag-planting moment. Now, let's see how a Russian soldier recorded another unsuccessful attempt to counter a strike drone. The published footage shows a Russian soldier hiding in a shelter, desperately firing a machine gun at a rapidly approaching FPV drone. Despite chaotic bursts of fire and attempts to shoot down the aircraft, the drone maneuvers, maintaining its course towards the target. A few seconds later, the strike drone enters the shelter, hitting the Russian position. In the Pokrovsk direction, FPV drones continue to be one of the most effective means of destroying enemy manpower and equipment, reducing risks for Ukrainian units and making it more difficult for the Russians to conduct assault operations. Moving on to our next story. Recently, near the village of Vilne Pole in the Donetsk region, just 15 kilometers from the contact line, Ukrainian operators detected a Russian multiple-launch rocket system. Thanks to precise coordinates provided by the reconnaissance wing of the 414th Special Operations Brigade, known as Magyar's Birds, the Martlet Battalion delivered a targeted strike. The destruction of the Uragan MLRS reduces the risk of shelling of populated areas in the Donetsk region, as well as that of large-scale strikes on Ukrainian positions. Now, one thing you will have noticed immediately in this video is the rocket firing away horizontally. This is the result of the drone igniting a rocket that was already loaded and ready to fire. In many cases, such MLRS systems, when hit by Ukrainian drones or projectiles, will actually have detonated with a very powerful force due to all the warheads being set off. This also significantly reduces the chances of the crew surviving the attack. Now, moving on to another story. Recently, a drone flew over the destroyed neighborhoods of Mnor, capturing the stark reality of the ongoing fighting in the Donetsk region. The video shows the aftermath of intense shelling, burning houses, destroyed streets, and equipment abandoned in the middle of the city. Local residents are hiding in basements or leaving their homes to save their lives. Drones are recording both the aftermath of artillery strikes and enemy movements. Footage like this allows Ukrainian units to respond quickly to threats and to plan their defense. Now, this video is depressing and tragic, but it also provides a sense of scale. Many people who are just listening about the war might not realize just the sheer amount of destruction and devastation that is wrought by Russian forces against peaceful Ukrainian towns and cities. They might be thinking, oh, it's just about a couple of villages, or these strikes are destroying individual buildings, but the whole city is probably predominantly safe, right? Well, this is not the case. In frontline cities, the destruction is almost universal, and this is worth bearing in mind when thinking about this war and its consequences. Ukraine will need plenty of effort and money to rebuild itself after the conflict. And also, of course, it's a matter of ongoing support to help Ukraine fight back and to help avoid tragedies like the one of the city we just saw. And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.